you going? Thought I'd do a bit of a review on this old girl after owning it for 3 years. Pros and cons of the old LN106. Yeah, so we'll get straight into it. So we'll start off with the pros. I think this is what sells everyone. Solid front diff. We got the old school lock and hubs. And the big power plant, the NA 2.8. Bulletproof. Got the factory LSD, works amazing. Inside is very basic. Got the stick shift, cup holders, and that's about it. Taco. This old girl's actually been rolled. The roof was all caved in and it's just smashed it back out and siliconed the windscreen back in, and good as gold. You can see here the Safari snorkel took a bit of a beating when it rolled, but still good as gold. Not many cons with this car, it's just the rust. They love rust. Not good. So when it rains, the water comes down here through there, then under the dash it rusts out in the tray, and it ends up down here and rusting your floor out. So if you can, be good to cover them up. They don't really do much except for cause rust. So this car's actually running welded front and rear diffs. It's not so good on the street, but all the tracks I do, and it works really well. I've only broken one CV up the front, and yeah, loves it. From my experience with these solid axle front Hiluxes, the best leaf suspension you can sort of get is the brand EFS. They're really smooth and they don't seem to sag. So that's what I'm running in the front here. It's also running a diff push, so it moves the diff forward 35mm. It's a very easy mod and it gives you a lot more clearance for tyres. Although I never had that previously, so I just come in here with a grinder and a sledgehammer because the cab's pretty wrecked already, so yeah, makes them fit and no worries. Another easy mod is Commodore shocks. These are VN sedan shocks from Repco. They're very cheap and it gives plenty of travel, and they're pretty much just a bolt in. An issue with these also is when you lift them or have a fair bit more travel, the front tail shaft isn't long enough. And you can get away with a spacer, but it doesn't work very well. So I just got a bit of box section and it seems to work really good. Like, I haven't done 100 kilometers in four-wheel drive yet, but around the bush it works really good. Another thing to upgrade on the Hiluxes is the steering. So these have like old style truck push-pull steering, and they're not very good when you have a bit of travel. I've actually flipped this and put this on top. Normally it's down the bottom, and yeah, it's just, then it hits on the U-bolts when you're at full droop. So this is a bit better, but still not the best. The best thing is to change the steering box and run like a Land Cruiser style setup. Yeah, it's a lot more reliable and safer. A thing with the single cab 106, they seem to be very well balanced. So at the moment with the steel tray and not much in the back, when you go four-wheel driving it doesn't seem to be lifting front wheels or lifting back wheels. It's very balanced, which I think is really good compared to a lot of cars. They seem to lift the front wheels a lot or the back wheels a lot. So that's a good thing. As I spoke about the Commodore shocks up the front, in the rear, I've actually moved the spring hanger forward about 2 inches, and I'm just running the standard rear springs with longer shackles, and they're 4-inch GQ Patrol rear shocks, and they seem to work really good with a dodgy looking brake line, extended brake line, but that works really well. And it seems to even out because these flex a lot better in the front from standard. So yeah, it works really well like that. Highly recommend that. These also come with a center bearing like most cars, but when you lift them it seems to flog them out, so they only seem to last about 5,000 Ks. But you can get a one-piece tail shaft from a different model Hilux that bolts straight in, and yeah, it gets rid of that. They'll be on my next mods. Yeah, inside's pretty nice. This one's a bit rough because yeah, it's been rolled, so it's all just been beaten up. Actually had the high lift jack right there. Then you jack the roof up to get the windscreen in, but now there's like, yeah, ugh. I'm due for a new cab, that's for sure. So this is it, with a bit of flex happening. It's not too bad of travel. I think there's still a bit of travel left there. In the rear, oh, pretty close to the bump stops. And this is from the other angle. So them shackles seem to work really, really well. You can sort of see that one there. And a bit of travel. I don't know if you can see what I was saying before about that's lifting the front wheel up. So it's very well balanced, these cars. But yeah, so pretty good travel there. And yeah, you can see where the diff push comes into play, because right now normally I'll be back 35mm, and when you turn it scrubs really bad, but I've trimmed the bumper a bit and yeah, there's no scrubbing. And this is on 285s, 75/16s, Nittos. They're really good tyres. So that was just a short little video on the LN106. They're pretty reliable. They seem to last forever. I've actually floated this one across a river. And yeah, they seem to never die. They're good cars. They're amazing off-road compared to all the newer cars. And yeah, highly rate it. No worries. Thanks for watching.